Analysis.
How you doing, guys, and welcome to another episode of Analysis. Now, on Saturday we saw Derek Chisora versus Joe Joyce. Now, going into this fight, a lot of people were saying that Derek should retire and he was the underdog on this fight. And we had the face-off, that was interesting. We had the lock-in, and that was with Dev, Sani, both of them in the room. And then when it came to the fight, Derek lived up to and surpassed expectations. Over 10 grueling rounds, Derek became the victor. He put Joe Joyce down in the 9th. Now in this fight, Derek started very fast. Up until 3 rounds, he was really getting stuck in. And he himself said after the fight, by the 2nd round, he was tired. But he persisted, he carried on. And with Joe Joyce, Joe used his weight and kept leaning on Derek and pushing him back towards the ropes. And then Derek would get himself into the corner and then he'd be bobbing and weaving, a lot of head movement. He looked the worst of the wear at the end of the fight, but he did knock Joe Joyce down in the 9th and he outpunched him, had the better defence and was the better boxer. Joe was slow. He did put in some good combinations every now and again and looked like he was going to take Derek out there at one point. But Derek, just as tired as he was, he weren't giving up and he came to fight Chisora, and it was a good fight. And Derek got the decision, a unanimous decision. Now, at the end of the fight, Alexander Usyk was there. He was happy that Derek won. I think he picked Derek to win, or he wanted Derek to win. Now, after the fight, Dylan White was at ringside, and he was gesturing to Derek Chisora's trainer in the ring. Let's make it a 3rd. Let's make it a 3 times. So he's up for a fight with Derek Chisora, and Derek Chisora said that he's willing to fight Dylan White again for a 3rd, but he would make that his last fight, his 50th fight, and he said he'd like to do that in Manchester. So we know that Derek Chisora is going to retire on his 50th fight, but where is Joe Joyce going to go? Now, I've always got the impression that Frank Warren hasn't been fully invested in Joe Joyce. When Joe Joyce beat Daniel Dubois, and they were both under his management, Queensberry Promotions, he always favoured Daniel Dubois, and that's probably because Daniel Dubois has been with him from a very young age and he's seen him grow. But even when Joe Joyce beat Daniel Dubois, it was Daniel Dubois that went on to better things. And then Joe Joyce beat Parker. And looking back on that now, we've seen what Parker's done. And both him and Daniel Dubois, they've been in Saudi Arabia, fighting under the Saudi Arabian Turkey Al-Sheikh banner within Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn's new venture. But Joe Joyce has always been left out, and his last fight was Cash Ali. Now, Joe Joyce is his own worst enemy, if I'm honest. When he beat Parker, he beat Dubois, he was all feeling himself, and all he did was put AJ down. And at one point, I even heard him say, "Where's AJ now?" How times have changed. AJ is still there. He lost to Usyk. No shame in losing to Usyk. Avenged his loss against Ruiz. And despite what people say, he came in with the right game plan and he did what he had to do. And now he's back at the top of his game. And he's fighting for a world title along with Dubois. Now, Joyce, he needs to take time out and look at what direction he's going in. Yeah, it's easy to say change trainers, but I don't think a new trainer again would do anything for Joe Joyce. So it's not for anyone to tell him to retire. He's got to make his own choice. But, you know, as I said, I'm not sure where he's going. And it looks like Dubois, he's now going to be facing AJ. And again, I see people time and time again make the same mistake. They did it with AJ against Wallin. They did it with Ngannou. And now they're doing it with Dubois. AJ's had something like 13 defences. He was a champion for what? Since 2017. He was a champion, and then he lost to Andy Ruiz and regained it. And he's shown us what he's about. He's lost 2 fights. And these other fighters, come on, they have a couple of good wins, and all of a sudden, they're the flavour. Anthony Joshua has to be wary of them. It's never they have to be wary of Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua has to be wary of them. Well, anyway, we'll see where the heavyweight British scene shapes up in September, and then where it goes from there. Well, anyway, guys, I'm out of here. Peace. Catch you later. Hey guys, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.